Welcome back to the Bettor Hour, and it's time to talk NBA free agency wrap-up with my guys. Now, look, I feel like we're the only ones who ain't signed for $200 million over the weekend.
I got to talk to somebody.
But somebody, right? Devin, Ja, Zion, Nikola Jokic, Karl-Anthony Towns, big money, big prizes to stay with their teams. But how do we think this is going to end up in the long run? Good decision, bad decision. Mr. Monaco, I start off with you. You know about the money. You know about the money line. Tell me how these deals hit for these teams and these players.
Jeff, I think the main extensions that we're seeing is exactly what should have happened. The Jokic, the Towns, the Jaws, D-Book, all these guys are pillars for their franchises. And they're in their mid-20s, Jaws in his early 20s. So these are guys that they had to lock down. You wouldn't have imagined these guys being moved. So you like that. It does put these teams in a little bit of a cap bind. You look at obviously what Beal and Harden did to give them a little bit more leeway for their respective franchises that they're re-signing with. But ultimately, this is what you wanted to see, the competitive teams that are in the playoffs looking to maintain that kind of competitiveness and keep it pushing.
You know, Jeff, I see these Supermax deals and I get like, you know, PTSD, right? Like I start thinking of John Walls, the Russell Westbrook, all these deals that now in hindsight look pretty terrible. Yeah. But I think outside of Stephen Curry is probably the only one that's really paid off. As I see all these great players who sign these big money contracts, I look at a guy like Karl-Anthony Towns, right? Like who's a great player, had a breakout year, especially with the Minnesota Timberwolves, but they're in win now mode right now, right? And in the Western Conference, where the teams are loaded, the Warriors are here, the Lakers ain't gonna be going for that long. Devin Booker just signed with the Phoenix Suns. I look at him and I hope that contract doesn't end up being one of the ones that people start looking back like, oh man, I can't believe this guy gets paid that much. Because if they don't win with this team, there's not a whole lot of movement you can do with Minnesota if it doesn't work out with this combination of players.
Yeah, they supermaxed him the first time. So I think they're like all in on him, right? Like we can't just let him walk. We already paid him $200 million. I think the only deal maybe that you could question is Jokic because he's got another, I mean, for the length of 6 years. So he'll go in like his mid-30s, 27, 33, 34, maybe, but athleticism is not really his game. So I think these are.
But that could be good though. Yeah, could be good though. You know he's not going to lose no vertical.
Exactly.
You know
so like that might be a good deal too. Now I love the John Morant deal. I mean, you're taking him to his mid-20s. I would have gave him that. Before midnight.
I would have given him that out of Murray State. Like,
right here. Take this back right now. It feels like the cap is more so a suggestion than an actual fact. And, you know, everybody's, it seems like you got to get into win now, lock down your people. And if it doesn't work out, there's always assets and trading and all of that. You know what I mean? So now, Monaco brought it up earlier with Bradley Beal and Harden taking lesser deals, declining the deals to give their teams more flexibility. Beal, in his case, taking the max, and Harden being reported that he's going to take a lower salary so that they can sign more free agents. Do you think, let's talk about Harden first. Do you think that this is the right move for the teams going forward? How does it hurt? How does it help him? How does it help the team?
Well, off rip, you got to, and I don't say this often, but you got to commend James Harden for saying like, hey, you know I'm not the player that I necessarily was when he first signed me, but I'm willing to take less to help build this team because I know Embiid's in his MVP form. I still got some tread on the tires. Tyrese Maxey is a rookie who plays like a vet, so we got to take advantage of the money he's not making so we can get more players in there. So shouts to James Harden for doing that. But secondly, I mean, you look at Bradley Beal and you see what the Wizards have done, and granted, he's an all-star talent, a superstar talent. Paying him hasn't really paid off for y'all anyway.
That's going to put him in the bind.
Paying off for him, though.
Paying off for him.
I think that's going to put.
Get your money. I ain't mad at that.
Beal is he's a great player, but is he a max guy that you kind of make as your franchise centerpiece? It's yet to be seen. He's got the knee issues as well that they have to monitor for the rest of his career. So that's going to be an interesting deal. And you know what? They may be paying him to move him because if Rudy Gobert can get 4 or 5 first.
I'm saying.
What is Brad Beal? What is KD? Like, you know, so you sometimes got to pay guys to make sure you keep them as assets. So.
Yes, and that was an excellent segue to talk about Gobert in Minnesota. You're talking about going all in, moving your chips to the table. They're doing that right now. You got Cat moving the power forward, Gobert at the 5, Anthony Edwards still there, D'Lo still there, Jaden Daniels. They're making their move in the Western Conference. Alex, tell me, how does this look for the Wolves being competitive in this Western Conference now that they made this Gobert move?
Jeff, I'm fascinated that they did this move. They're getting on their old school Duncan and Robinson here, trying to go with the big dogs down low. But you look at what they were interior. This was a team that was 24th in defensive points given up. They were 19th in blocks, 23rd in defensive rebounds. So Gobert, being a double-double career guy, is going to immediately elevate them. And it's going to allow Cat to play, of course, that stretch four. That John can break down a lot better than I can. But this is a team that I think is going for it. And I think they're showing, particularly the Anthony Edwards future superstar, we're going to keep it pushing in Minnesota. We want to be competitive. We're going to go out and trade for some assets like a Rudy. So I think it's going to work out well. I'm fascinated. It's kind of a league where you have 25 run and gun type teams and only a few power rushing teams, to make a football reference. They're kind of going to be that. We'll see if the bully ball works.
All right. And listen, you got to make a move. At some point, you got to make a move.
I feel bad for Gobert a little bit. This is the second time he's done something that has affected everybody.
Right.
So when they saw those draft picks, saw that money, KD's looking like, okay, the Brooklyn Nets like, okay, we'll see what we can get for this. So.
Well, that's good news for the teams and bad news for whoever has to eat that cost and it doesn't pay off, right?
$400 million front line is crazy.
I mean,
crazy.
We'll see. They're going to win. I think they're going to win a lot of regular season games, but playoffs is what's going to matter, right? Speaking of moves to make your team better, the Knicks signed Jalen Brunson. It's official now. They signed him to a contract. They got their point guard. He had major success this last season with the Mavs. How do you think, John, I'll start with you. How do you think that he'll be able to replicate that, what he did in Dallas here in New York?
It's a lot of pressure. For him to come to the city, I mean, the Knicks literally, Worldwide West was sitting courtside during the playoff series to watch him. They're saying there's been some tampering going. Dallas said they didn't have a chance, so he better be the guy if you're going hard for him like that. And, maybe they got the analytics and stuff that we haven't seen, but I think he's a great second fiddle guy, and the Knicks can start building, some kind of continuity to start winning consistently.
John, you call it tampering. I call it beautiful father-son relationship. But at the same time, right, like Jalen Brunson is exactly the guy that the Knicks need, right? Like everybody who said the Knicks needed a point guard so badly, they've had dreams of Dame Lillard. You have dreams of Donovan Mitchell, dreams of the Steph Curry superstar type point guards. You're not going to get that guy, right? And if anything has taught you this in the league is that you need depth to win. And you plug and play a guy like Brunson who improves what you already have, and he's not necessarily a guy who's going to be someone that needs a ton of attention, who needs a number of shots. His thing is winning basketball. He's won in Villanova. He's won in Dallas. And the most important thing that I've seen from him is when Luka was not in the game, we saw what a team looks like with his leadership against playoff competition. So that's all I needed to see. I think this is a huge improvement for the Knicks, and I think they're going to see some success this year.
Yeah, Monaco. How do they get better incrementally in the short term with Brunson?
Well, I think he brings an energy that you just haven't seen year after year in New York, as far as dog and grit and just an attitude, right? I mean, he's come out of nowhere with Villanova and proven he could be a 20-point per game guy. So I'm just excited to see how he elevates the energy of the players. And as you guys have mentioned, there's just not been a consistent point guard that they can rely on. So how can he elevate also on the court the RJs and the Randalls? I mean, the best trio of lefties we've ever seen in the NBA.
Right. If you got a chance to get better, you get better, and we'll see how that translates to the court. When we come back on the Bettor Hour, it's time to BYO Bring your own parlay. Come right back.